Happy birthday to you. Yep, welcome to the first day of the rest of your life. You see, every day is your birthday if you want it to be so. Good morning, everybody. How are you doing? Happy Monday. How are you doing? Yes, absolutely. It is Monday, beginning of a new week. And of course, it is the first day of the rest of your life. So welcome to it. Why wait to start living a life you love? Why not start today? In fact, why not join my challenge on Sunday, 21st? I think it's 21st, isn't Sunday? Where we learn to live a life we love in 7 days. It's a 7-day Learn to Live a Life You Love challenge. If you want to take part, let me know. Get in touch with me below. Hopefully I have a landing page finally up and running today. That's the plan anyway. But before we go any further, let's blow out our candles before we wish happy birthday to a few. In fact, why don't we wish happy birthday to a few people? No, let's do this first. Cool, let's blow out the candles first because that's a good way to start this, isn't it? So let's do that. So breathing in 5 through the nose, hold for 5, and then blow out your candles, make a wish, and remember all the best birthdays you have in the world in your life. If you ever struggle with anxiety and depression and panic attacks, this is a really good way of getting control of your brain, getting oxygen into your brain, and so forth. So, 5 in through the nose. Hello, new viewer, by the way. 5 in through the nose. And blow out your candles. And make a wish. Happy birthday! Yes, and we're going to get on to the ego's private descent into hell in a moment, and love versus fear, and whether or not there are actually really 2 fears, or whether there are 3 as I propose. We'll talk about that in a moment, but first of all, happy birthdays to the people whose actual birthdays it is today and the ones whose birthdays it was yesterday. So, interesting story about this first lady, Billie Jane Gregory actually as it is now. I used to be Billie Jane Hares when I was at university with her. BJ, I'm sure she got a lot of rib about that. I didn't notice it at the time. She was, I think she was the first lady I ever spent the night in bed with. So there you go. I won't say any more about what happened, but whether it did or didn't, I'll leave it up to your imagination. Anyway, happy birthday, Billy. How you doing? Hi, Billie Jane, I should say. Happy birthday to Estela, who I think I met in London at the Millionaire Mind Intensive, I think it was. And Ditte Jurgensen, I hope I pronounced that correctly, who I met at Andy Harrington's 3-4 day event, I think it was, where we bent rods with our throats and stuff. Lovely to meet you, Ditte. I can't wait to meet you again. It'd be lovely to see you again. Lives in Denmark somewhere. I can't remember where. Somewhere, I think over towards Udaipur, not Udaipur, that's India. Anyway, on the west, somewhere. Pushpa Andrea. Who I know is Andrea. I'm not sure why the Pushpa is in there, but I've left it in there just because obviously it means something to you. So there you go, Andrea. Happy birthday to you, Andrea. Hope you're well. Debbie Bishop, who lives in Cheltenham. Cool girl, cool lady. Even cooler daughter. I'm not sure if it's even cooler. I don't know. She has a cool daughter anyway. And Marva Johnson Jones. I've no idea where I know you from or anything. Hello, Hayley. How are you? Hope you're having a lovely day. Again, this is you. I know this is you now. Hello. Over there in Cirencester. Cool. And then from Sunday, the ones I missed out on, Lynda Hammond, not sure how I know you. Tim Uchuk, which I originally thought was an North American sounding name, of course. Canada. Chuck, of course it is. Woodchucks. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if woodchuck could chuck wood? Yes, of course. Canadians, of course, they're all about that, aren't they? Stereotypes, gotta love them. Alison Delaney, who has almost the same name as me, love that. Paul Healy, who teaches salsa, I believe, in Cheltenham, and Betty Slim Wright. I'm not sure what you do, Betty, but anyway, for all those people whose happy birthdays it were to, happy birthday to all of you, and yesterday. Tell us what you do in the comments below. Let us know how I know you, if I couldn't remember where I met you from, and all that stuff, or if I've got any of your information wrong, just tell us in the comments below. That'd be fantastic. Happy birthday to all of you. Cool. Right, on to the topic of the day. 4 minutes in. The ego's private descent into hell. Okay, so this comes from, did it come from this? Yes, it's come from the Loveability book, which is linked in the description. And before I go any further, Blinkist book of the day, just in case I forget, absolutely fantastic. It is the slight edge. It's almost everything that I teach. It's all about small habits every day to change your life and learn to live a life you love. That's what we do. So yes, tiny little habits that feel insignificant, but make a big difference over time. I have a slight edge chart that I use during my challenge and during my 12-week program to help people keep on track and keep their motivation going. It's a 30-day chart for a treat, and then we have a 12-week program, which is effectively 90 days, and then we use the chart 3 times during those 90 days to embed the new habits that we want to embed to replace the bad habits and make us do the things that will improve our lives on a daily basis. Just tiny little things that make a huge difference over the long run. You'll have noticed I've been doing this since May of last year, how much of a difference it's made to me. If you go to YouTube, you can probably skip right back to some of my earlier videos and see the difference in me. Hello children playing on the play equipment. This could be fun. I may have to move if they want to keep playing. I'm not sure if they're just walking through or not, so cool. Anyway, so yes, from Loveability. So he talks about how there's actually only two things going on. There's love and fear, and all the things that cause us pain are things that cause us fear in the future. So I'm just going to twist around a little bit so I'm not having people in the video who don't maybe want to be in the video. Sorry, it's okay. There we go. Normally I'm facing the other way, but there's a particular reason I wanted to come onto here. I was actually going to talk about the slight age. We'll come back to love and fear in a minute. But basically, fear is everything. Everything is based on that fear, and that fear comes from a lack of lovability in ourselves and loving ourselves. Well, I'll explain that more in a moment, but I just wanted to do a slight age because there is no roundabout in this play park, but there are swings, and I wanted to use that as a metaphor for those tiny little things, those tiny little habits that can make a difference. Obviously, if you have a roundabout, you know what it's like to try and push a roundabout. First of all, it's quite hard at the beginning to push it, and if that roundabout is filled with all your bad habits and negativity from the past, it makes it even harder to push that roundabout and get it started, get going. But once you get it going, it then becomes easier, and then you can just push it with your hand, push. And it's a similar sort of thing with the swings. If you've got somebody sitting on the swing, it's quite hard to push it to start with, but once you've got the momentum going, the swing going, you can then stand there, and any parent would know this with a child. You can just stand there and you can be on your phone paying no attention to the child whatsoever. Not a great idea, but you can just flick it with your hand, boom, boom, just keep the momentum going. It's really easy. So once you've got the habits formed, it then becomes really easy to keep them going. Morning Elena, how are you doing? So yeah, same thing with a big roundabout. That's the metaphor for that, for the slight age. So love and fear, we're back to love and fear again. So talk about lovability, and the fear comes from not feeling like you're lovable. There's always a story that we're only born with two fears. We're born with a fear of loud noises and falling. So obviously that fear of falling potentially as a child is kind of what when you start to walk, that's where that's part of it. And also dropping people, it's like, don't drop me. And loud noises, of course, because then again it gets your fight or flight thing going, gets you activated, and so that when people scream around you, it's like, oh, what's going on? You know, animals around here, when they start squawking, woofing dogs and so forth, it's danger, watch out. And that's the sort of thing that happens. So when your mum screams because she saw a spider, that's kind of what fears into you. Oh, what's it? Oh, this is something to be scared of. My mum's scared of it. She's scared of it. She made a big loud noise. Therefore, it's scary. So that's what that in fears. It embeds that fear in us. It's not always straight like that. One of the stories I always talk about as well on my workshops is two twins growing up in the same house. They're sitting next to each other on a sofa, and mum's shouting at them, loud noises, you see. And they're sitting there and they're looking at the mantelpiece above the fire. And on the one side of the mantel, there's a big clock in the middle. And on the one side of the mantelpiece, there's an ornament of an owl. And on the left-hand side, there's an ornament of a cat. And the girls are sitting there, two girls, I don't know why girls. I don't know. It's an interesting point. Is that a sexist point? I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? Looking at the ornaments, and mum shouting at them. And later on in life, one of them develops a fear of cats, and the other one develops a fear of owls. And they have no idea reason why. They never had cats as pets. They never had any bad experiences of cats. Never had a bad experience of an owl. But later on in life, they become fearful of these two things. And then when you talk to them, you can do some, not so much timeline therapy, but what do we call it, memory resolution stuff. That is what I do. Going back and checking on where those fears came from. You then find out, oh, actually, that was a moment when I started the fear. That's when I first had the fear. And before that, I didn't have the fear. And after that, that's when the fear started. And it just got worse and worse and worse over time. Yeah, so one person gets one fear because they saw the one thing, and the other person gets the other fear because they saw the other person. And of course, neither of them could see the other ornament because the clock was in the way at the time when they were being shouted at. So, gosh, why was I going down that road? Oh, fears. Loud noises and falling. And here's a key thing. So that's when we're born as a child, when we're born as a baby, as an animal, as a mammal. Those are the fears we're born with. But then, as we grow slightly older, we develop a new fear, which is vital for our survival as a species, but it's not vital in that circumstance, although it kind of is if you think about it as well, because there are babies who apparently will die if they are not given enough love by their mum. So if they're not lovable and they're not given enough affection as a child, they will just die, wither and die inside. You'd have to go and look that up. If I can find the description later on, I'll post it in the thing. There's a whole study about this sort of thing. I can't remember what they call it. There's a phenomenon for it. But yeah, so there's a lovability thing that comes in eventually, and then it becomes a societal thing as well, about rejection from the society. So we're a tribal people, we like to be in a tribe, and if we get ostracized and kicked out of the tribe, that's a bad thing. So we then develop a fear of being part of a tribe, of being ostracized from the tribe and not being allowed to become part of the tribe, and this drives us to be worried about upsetting people and angering people and not having people around us who love us and cherish us and pay attention to us and all that kind of stuff and include us. So exclusion is a really bad thing. However, this is a really interesting thing because, and this is where the tip of the day. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Just get rid of that warning. It's coming up. Go away. Okay. Tip of the day. So. Gary V's top 50 is in the link in the description as well. Worth looking at that too. And he starts talking about what was I going to talk about? Learning from history. Can't remember where I was going with that. The thing that annoyed me, didn't it? Oh God, I've completely forgotten my train of thought. Gary V was talking about no idea. It'll come back to me later on. So basically, we've got this fear of being ostracized from a society, and that comes from us not loving ourselves, not feeling like we care about ourselves and pay attention to ourselves, and feeling like we're not lovable. And to do that, we can learn to love ourselves. And then if we love ourselves, we don't care so much about what other people think and what other people feel about us, because it's about us loving ourselves. And we've talked about this before, about being yourself, and you will attract people who like you for who you are, rather than trying to be something to fit into a group where you don't feel comfortable. And therefore you have to keep up this pretense, you have to keep up this mask, you have to keep up this pretense of being the person that you think everybody else wants. And of course everybody else is doing the same thing. They're all keeping up their masks. Social media is beautiful for this. You look at people's masks and here's all the great things I'm doing, forget about all the bad stuff behind the scenes. You see all their good stuff and you think, oh, I wish my life was like them, but you're not seeing all the behind the scenes negativity and stuff that's going on. So then you put up your front, and this person over here who you admire so much is looking at your life and going, oh, I wish I was more like their life over here, but they're not seeing the behind the scenes stuff on your side. So you're both looking at each other's perfect pictures of each other, and you're both jealous of each other. It's interesting because my friend Sabrina Stocker and Lauren Tickner both spent Valentine's dinner last night. They had a date with each other in Dubai, and I knew them both separately, and then when I saw that Sabrina was going to Dubai and Lauren was already in Dubai, I then said, well, you guys should meet up. Of course they ended up meeting up anyway, and I don't think it was anything to do with me, but it was kind of funny to see them both out for dinner, and I was like, oh my god, how is it weird to be jealous of both of you at the same time for being on a dinner together. It's a very funny moment. Don't know why I was telling you that story, can't remember as well for that one. But back to Gary V, because I've got like a minute left on here before I get run out of the 15 minutes. It's a big topic. I need to talk about this a little bit more, don't I, somewhere else. He was saying, look back at history. No, let's skip that one. There's a whole big chunk about hierarchy of knowledge stuff that I was going to talk about, haven't got time for now, so I'm going to skip that. Oh, Gary was saying, this is the thing from earlier on, if there was nobody else in the world, it was just you, you wouldn't really have that fear of not doing something because somebody might not like it, because you would have nobody else to do it against, and so you wouldn't worry about how other people were thinking or feeling or perceiving you. And this is kind of a cool idea. But he also said nobody else has got your context, so if nobody else likes you for what you're saying and what you're doing, it's because they haven't got your context. They don't know what your background is, they don't know how you feel about things and so forth. So then that also plays into that as well. And then he went on to say, everything is your own fault. Morning, Billy. Spoke about you at the beginning. A little bit embarrassing, but I'm sure you enjoyed that right at the beginning of this one. Everything is your fault. If you grow tomatoes, you can't blame the weather for your tomatoes not growing. Maybe you didn't put them in the right soil. Maybe you didn't feed them the right way. You didn't take care of them in the right way. And the same is true of you and your life. You have to take care of yourself. You have to take care of your inner workings. You have to take care of your brain. And if you want to learn how to do that, I've got a 7-day challenge starting on Sunday, 7 days to learn how to live your life again. Or something like that. I can't remember what I actually called it. Starting on Sunday. So let me know if you're interested in that. That is my time up. I probably overrun, which is going to be really annoying. I'm going to send you some love, of course. Mwah! Send yourself love out into the world. Have a lovely Monday. Have a lovely week. If I don't speak to you then, I will see you tomorrow morning, Tuesday. Okay, so that's where I can cut it for people who are on Instagram. For YouTubers and for people on Facebook, I can keep going for a little bit longer. I don't think there was anything else I was going to say though. I kind of sometimes feel like I want to finish off here just in case there's anybody watching who had questions. I wanted to find out what's going on. I also want to say happy President's Day to people in America, because it is a day off today for them. It's an interesting thing, isn't it, given what happened last too. Loads, yes, quite. Loads sharing your birthday. This happens every day. I have 2,500 friends on Facebook, I think. And so there's lots of people every single day who share birthdays. It's quite cool. But feel free to look them up and make friends with them if you want to, Billy. That'd be cool. Do you like being called Billy, by the way? Or is it Billy Jane? But happy birthday. Yes, happy birthday. Happy birthday to everybody. Welcome to the first day of the rest of your life. It is the first day of the rest of your life, and every day is your birthday for everybody if they want it to be. Yes, God, I hope I covered the topics really well there. It's funny, isn't it? I do this kind of, I get a bit rambly in the middle sometimes, and then suddenly realise I'm running out of time and I need to finish up. Anyway, there you go. I think we did it. I think we did it justice. These things go. See, this is the difference as well. By the way, if you're watching this and you might be thinking to yourself, I won't. Oh God, I've forgotten something really important as well. Yikes. If you're watching this and thinking to yourself, yeah, but I don't need to do that John's 7-day program or his 12-week program he was talking about earlier on, because I get this every day from him. But what's going on here? This is new thoughts and new information that's not structured. It's not really well defined. Whereas the 7-day program is a well-defined program to take people through the process to make the changes, to actually embed the new changes in your life, rather than this is kind of random. You're not fixed times. You're not learning anything specific. You're not taking any specific actions. Yeah, there are tasks that happen during that 7-day period that make a difference, that will build towards the end of the week and make a change in your life and help you to learn to live a life you love. That's what that program is all about. Yeah, so, oh, and the other thing I wanted to say, which I'll do more of yesterday, hopefully tomorrow, is Patreon, or Patreon. I've relaunched my Patreon page. I still need to update it and so forth, but if you do want to support me, you like these things, and you don't want to join my program, but you do want to support me and keep me doing these daily things like this, feel free to go over to Patreon and subscribe for I think it's $1 a day is the minimum one on there. $1 a day, $1 a week, $1 a month? No, $1 a month. In fact, I think it is. May up that slightly. But get in now while it's just $1, and I don't have to change you, I don't think. And yes, so Wendy, whose surname I didn't write down, Wendy Rains, I think her name is. I'm not sure. Anyway, subscribed to my Patreon yesterday. It was lovely of her. Very well done to Wendy. Thank you very much indeed. I didn't expect you to go for the couple above the $1. Very, very, very generous indeed. And she's also going to help me with my Rubik's Cube course as well. So, by the way, if you've never learned how to do the Rubik's Cube and you have a Rubik's Cube at home and it's all messed up and you want to learn and you want to solve the Rubik's Cube, but you don't want to learn how to do the Rubik's Cube, you just want to make it neat and tidy so all the colours line up and everything, I've got a course for that. findyourfire.co.uk/cube steps. It's literally step by step. Turn here, turn the bottom, turn the side. What's the colour on the left? What's the colour on the right? Okay, now turn the front and all that stuff. It takes you through step by step. It's like a choose your own adventure thing. It's kind of cool. I think it's a lot of fun, where basically you mix the cube up, and depending on how it's mixed up and what colours are where, you watch a whole bunch of different videos from me during the course. So there's about, I don't know, 40 or 50 videos in there, but you only need to watch about 10 of them to solve the cube. But which 10 you watch depends on your cube and how it's messed up, and which movement goes where and all that kind of stuff. I think it's kind of fun. I just can't get anybody to actually try it and have a go at it and give me some feedback. I'd love to hear what people think of it, but I can't seem to get anybody to actually sit down and do the damn thing. Very frustrating. So yeah, if you have a cube at home and it's messed up and you want to learn, you want to learn how to do it, you just want to see it solved, please let me know. Go and have a look at it. Cube steps. It's 100%. I'm giving you 100% money back. It's a money back guarantee anyway, but I only give you 100% money back if you just tell me what you thought of it and how you got on, and ideally took a photograph before and after with a clock in the background, showing you how long it took you to actually solve the cube, and that amazed face. It's like, oh my god, I had this messed up cube, I had no idea how to solve it, and then less than an hour later I've got a solved cube in my hand. Well done, John, that's fantastic. Something like that would be fantastic. That'd be amazing if somebody could do that for me, but I just need somebody to do it. Desperation. Can you see the desperation on me? I launched it last week. I've sent it out to like 10-15 people and groups and stuff, and just nobody just take a damn thing. Anyway, there you go. Good morning, Lynda. Happy birthday. I think your birthday was yesterday, wasn't it, Lynda? Happy birthday to you. Let me just double check. Yes, happy birthday to you for yesterday, Lynda. I'm just wrapping up now. I've been going on way too long. This is like an extra bonus. See, this is kind of what happens with the Patreon things as well. We might do these little extra bonus bits for people who subscribe to Patreon, but you also get 10% off everything I do. So if you're a Patreon member, or you will do, haven't set it up yet. So, but that will be part of it. There'll be a discount code for Patreon members. So when I start doing my 3,000 12-week program one-to-one stuff, that'll be worth £300. That's a lot of money, isn't it? And you know. Courses and stuff, 10% off everything if you're a Patreon member, if you're supporting me, and you get bonus as well. It seems like a crazy thing to do, really, doesn't it? But I think it's the scale, it's the idea of scale. That's the whole idea of this thing. It's building a tribe. That's what it's all about. Cool. Right, 22 minutes. I've been talking way too long, and I need to get on with my day. So yeah, 9:30. Bye for everyone. Have a lovely Monday. Extra bonuses for people on Facebook. Love you all. Take care. And YouTube gets these extra bits as well. Right, bye for now. Take care. Oh, hello, Ruben, by the way, came on earlier. I'm not sure where I know you from, Ruben, but hello for you as well. You came on earlier, so bye for now.